Hey, welcome back. We're doing something we haven't done, which is a whole chicken. Once again, guess what? Manager special, I got it on sale. It's an 8-pound chicken, and I got it for $9. That's a big bird for $9. So prep time so far has been just long enough to wash it with cold water to get all of the blood and stuff on it. Time enough to peel some garlic and to peel 2 onions. Not going to take long at all. The biggest part of the prep time so far has been the setup of the pan, because I didn't want to get out the big huge turkey roaster. So what I did was I took my glass brownie pan, my 9x13, that's a 2-inch one. I put the riser in there, okay? And I'm going to put the chicken, once I get it stuffed and seasoned, on the riser, and then put the foil over it. I've done the foil 2 ways so that we've got maximum coverage, because I don't have foil that's the 13 inches long. If you can notice in here, we've taken all the giblets out. There's a nice little bag. That was a wonderful thing that they did. This one has a pop-up timer. I'm not going to pay much attention to that because I have a meat thermometer, and I suggest that everyone gets a meat thermometer. I know how to cook. I don't. Yes, you do. Because we're finding out every day that a lot of foodborne illness in this country is because of what people cook at home, and they don't cook it well enough. So, word to the wise. So I'm going to take my onions, and I'm going to stuff as many as I can in there. And 1-2 pieces of garlic. And I'm going to see if I can get that 3rd onion. Now this one I'm going to leave, and I'm going to take it and put it around in the drippings so that it'll have drippings to eat. Now, I'm going to take my fillet knife, and I'm going to gently cut through the skin. I don't want to go too far into the meat, but I want to get through the skin so I can create a little pocket. And in my little pocket, I'm going to put a garlic. Another one there, and then one toward the front of the breast. Now there's 2 schools as to how you should cook this. One school is that, I forgot to preheat my oven, you should cook it breast side down, because that means the breasts get to the heat. I don't go that, because if you cook it breast side down, then the problem with that is, how do you flip it over and make it look pretty? You really can't, because if you cook it long enough and right enough, it's going to fall apart. So, word to the wise. Now, I should have gotten some twine, but I didn't, and that's my fault, to hold the legs together. And like I said, I'm going to take onions, and between each wing. Okay. Now, this is all Salmonella City, so you want to make sure you've got bleach water to rinse everything off with first. Then you can worry about washing it, but you want to make sure you get it wiped down first. Okay. Hands, try these real quick. Basic seasoning is going to be red pepper, white pepper, the Cajun, and the fresh ground pepper. So first, a little bit of the red pepper. Okay. I am really liking the white pepper. It has a good flavor to it, and you're not worrying about the harshness. So, okay. I didn't add any butter to this like you would a turkey or anything like that. I don't think it's going to need it. It's a pretty plump bird, and I'm going to do it very slow. So I don't see any need for that. Now, of course, it wouldn't be Two Old Guys Cooking if I didn't have some wine. Or if we didn't use alcohol except in the meatloaf. So we're going to use up a little bit more of the amaretto. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that in the bottom. Okay? So we're not actually putting that in the chicken, but it's going to just, you know, aromatize. I know that's not a word, but the chicken. All right, so then to keep this from sticking, we take our non-stick spray. Okay, and we're going to go over this side first. And then over this way. And then I'm going to bring this front flap that I left up. Now, you notice the other day when I put something in the other, I poked some holes for the steam to escape. I'm not going to do that with this right now. I'm going to set the timer for about 2 hours. And at 2 hours, then I'm going to lift the one side, see how we're doing temp-wise, and maybe leave the one side uncovered. Then at about 3 hours, now this is all at 350, okay? At about 3 hours, what I'm going to do is take the top coverings off and just put a little tent of foil over it, and that's going to let me get it crispy, okay? But we will show you that, I promise. So we're going to put that in there for 2 hours. Let's turn my timer off. Hopefully with the new editing software I've got, I can edit that part out. Hopefully. Okay. Somebody cooked something and it ran over in the bottom. And I'm going to have issues because of that. I wonder who that could have been, since it wasn't me. So as soon as I deal with this, we'll be right back. Okay. As you can see, that is starting to look good. Oops. Okay. And real quick. See how we are. Okay, we're about at 100 all the way in the middle. That's by the bone, so yeah, the outer edges are at the 100, over 100, so cover this back up. But not quite so tight. And put her back in. Okay, we are approaching our 3-hour mark. I don't know if I'm in frame or not. So, here we are. And let's see. Oh, that is awesome. That is freaking huge. I told you 8+ pounds was something, but That is unreal. So, gonna do some temperature checks real quick. I have white potatoes soaking in garlic water to make mashed potatoes for Randy. And we're at 130, which is right where we're supposed to be for this time. So cover this back up. This is one that takes a little bit longer, but it's well worth it, as you can tell. It is well worth it. And slip my potato in there, and we're good to go. Okay, so we've gotten the mashed potatoes are now done. I'm not quite sure how the lighting is right now because the sun's moved from our morning coming in the window to where it's kind of blocked right now. I'm gonna get the chicken out and let you see what it looks like. Okay, so here we go. Oh, that looks very good. But our timer popper hasn't popped up yet, so we're gonna put our thermometer in there and see what the problem is. But that looks awesome. That is outstanding. And that says right at the breastbone that we're at 160. Now it needs to be at 180, and we're about 15 to 20 minutes out. Yeah, okay. So that's what we're looking at. And it smells awesome.